You ready to talk about the movie that you've seen?
Oh my God, let's
All right,
go.
you
I
take
know this
over.
one.
You take over. I can drink
Okay.
some water.
So we are now talking about Furiosa, which is George Miller's follow-up slash prequel to Fury Road, which is not only the best movie of 2015, but is like one of, if not the best action movies ever made. So good, so vibes.
Hmm. Oh wait, can
Stars
I just
Anya
say something
Taylor-Joy.
quickly?
Go for it. Do it. Do it.
So, at the Cannes Film Festival, you expect like all the best films to be like these prestigious films and whatnot.
And then there's Furiosa,
This was my fourth favorite movie of the 19 I saw.
which is impressive.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I just did not expect it to be like that. Anyways, I'm gonna let you continue, but I wanted to throw that in there because I
Thank you
just
so
think it's
much.
so good.
Yes. So this stars Anya Taylor-Joy as Furiosa, kind of taking the reins from Charlize Theron, and it also stars Chris Hemsworth as a villain whose name is Dementus, which is just an insane concept on its own. And similar to how Fury Road kind of wasn't Max's movie, but was more Furiosa's movie, in a weird way, this is kind of his movie, and he is just the way that he is chewing the scenery in every scene he's in, and he's in a lot of it too. Like Anya Taylor Joy doesn't really come in until an hour in, which is
Yeah.
nuts. Um, he's just
Well,
insane.
Furiosa's in it. It's just Kid
Furiosa's in the
Furiosa.
beginning, but it's Kid Furiosa.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It's fascinating and it's very different from Fury Road. And I think anyone who doesn't like it, it's gonna be because of that. It's sort of because they're expecting this one thing and it's doing its complete like it's a Mad Max saga. Like you have that subtitle, and it is Fury Road was just kind of one big 2 hour chase scene the whole time. That was
Hmm.
amazing. And it's better than this, but like this has like five different chapters. It spans multiple different like cities of this wasteland. It spans decades. It is much more of like this maximalist, no pun intended, saga. And I really appreciate that. I think if George Miller was just kind of doing the same thing, it wouldn't have worked as much as it did. But like the action is still insane. The cinematography is wild. Like the score is very similar from Junkie XL, who was just crazy. That's like the sound design too. One thing I will knock against it, it should look better than Fury Road just because you've had 9 years since to develop all these visual effects and all that. And you can tell like when they do practical stuff, it's amazing, and they do a lot of practical stuff. There is a sequence that runs about 10 minutes in the middle of the film, which is insane, which I loved.
Hmm.
But when it uses visual effects, you can tell, and it does pull you out of it a little. Even me, who is very into the story, very invested in the characters, it did hurt it a little bit. And especially on rewatch, because I have seen this twice, it was harder to ignore the second time once I like knew where the story was going and didn't have to pay attention to it as much. But that being said, it is still wild and I loved it, and it is the second best desert set action movie of the year. It's so good.
Yeah, I like this a lot. I think it shouldn't be compared to Fury Road, but with that being said,
Comparing it to Fury Road immediately.
I think Fury Road is better, but I like this more than Fury Road.
Okay.
Just like for me. I don't know, like I like there being a good story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think it should really be strongly compared with Fury Road and like that comparison to be made like a big deal because they are so different. You know, even the action scenes in this film are shot very differently from the action scenes in Fury Road. Like I think George Miller tries very hard to differentiate this movie from Fury Road in terms of the story and the visuals as much as he could for the setting being very similar. Um, with that being said, like the sound and the score and all that were pretty much the same. Um, and yeah, I thought all the performances were great. Chris Hemsworth for best supporting actor, but like that's never gonna happen.
Won't happen,
Um,
but it should.
yeah, like I think that might be my personal. He might be winning right now.
Right now, I still there's been a couple this year already.
Yeah, there have been a couple. Yeah, maybe like Josh O'Connor, actually. Never mind.
I would say Josh O'Connor and maybe even Austin Butler in Dune 2 I would put above Hemsworth. But like
Oh, true.
it's stacked. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a very stacked category. Anywho, um, yeah, like it's such a fun time. It really sucks that not a lot of people are seeing this. If you haven't
Yeah.
seen this movie, what are you doing? Go see this movie. They are taking this movie off of IMAX for Bad Boys.
Why?
Well, because Bad Boys is going to end up
No!
making more money than this. But
I
like this
don't
movie was made
care.
for IMAX more than Bad Boys.
Yeah.
You know? So like go and see this.
One thing I'll add is I think there are definitely some people who like haven't seen Fury Road that just aren't seeing it because they haven't seen Fury Road. You don't need to see Fury Road
Yeah.
necessarily for this to work on its own. And I think a lot of that is owed to just like the story of how this came to be, where like
Hmm.
George Miller kind of wrote this and Fury Road pretty much at the same time, and this is what happened to come second out of the two.
Yeah.
And so the reason it does hold up, if it isn't as good, it does still hold up to Fury Road, is because it wasn't written necessarily as a sequel. It's a prequel, not a sequel, but it wasn't written like years after the fact as a
Yeah.
follow-up. They go hand in hand, and it does in many ways enhance Fury Road a lot.
Yeah, I think it enhances Fury Road for sure. And also, like apparently just one really cool tidbit is that like for Fury Road auditions, they used a scene between Furiosa and Dementis from this movie for like Fury Road auditions.
Yeah,
Like that's kind of cool, in my
it's
opinion.
very
Yeah.
it's yeah.
Hmm.
Go
And
see it.
go
Give it
see it.
money.
Yes, I think it needs money.